thing here. Yeah, trying to use the second phone to kind of help me out with the craziness. More lives. Here we go. Craziness. More lives. Here we go. Craziness. Lives. I'll turn that down so that way it doesn't echo. There. I don't know. Let's give her a go, eh? And I'm gonna do some splicing. Ooh. Trying to get you propped up. Is it working? Oh. Nah, I'll just do it the regular way. Oh, might need a fit for this. Oh, Wayne's having a bad day because I made him late. Ears on fire. Yeah, delayed due to needed to deliver some heavy equipment. Because someone needed to drill some holes in a rock for their boat so they could tie it off for the hurricane. And we'll check that out in a minute. Yeah, it might be a dandy. Might be a dandy hurricane. I'll probably try to pop one of these off this evening if there's no one around. This here's just a trial to see if I can get this here to work with two phones. I think I've succeeded. Where's the pickle at? Where's my Newfoundland man? Oh yeah, he's 3 hours behind. It's still dinner time for him. Probably still cooking up some can't get hotcakes out last day. I wonder how he's doing. Move to the land of the free. Or at least cheap fuel. Yeah, it's gonna be another set. I got a thingy where you can buy a coffee now. Since no one's actually watching, I'll shout it out. Yeah, you can find it. I'm not going to tell you where it's at or whatever, but if you do find it, leave an address in the description. I'm working on getting merch, and I'll send you some free stuff. And a limited time offer though. Once you get to 499 subs, if I hit 500 subs, that offer expires. I don't want to go over 500 subs. Don't want this channel to be monetized. But I'd like to sell merch on this, my own discretion. Maybe we offer up some free boat rides if you're in the area. I know I'm not talking much. I'm not good at this live stuff. Let's play some rope to get the anxiety down. There's one. It's not done. Hi from the Sunrise Trail. How are you? I'm going to assume Inverness. Hey. Must be nice up there right now. Oh, just give me a minute. I'll be back. John River. But that's up in Cape Breton. I feel like I should know where that's at. We used to live, River Street, actually, in Inverness. Worked at the golf course. Not a fun time. Nope. That was one spot I'll never work again. Feel bad for the fishermen up there. Past from Glasgow. Okay, yeah. I drove by there a handful of times. I hear there's big tuna out that way now. This boat's a little small for tuna racket. Any predictions about the hurricane? Oh, it looks like with that low pressure that's hanging out off the Great Lakes, it's kind of driving a high pressure system up in here between us and the hurricanes, but it all depends on how much that high pressure system it pushes up through, and it could be really good and driving out off past Sable Island, or it could, that system moves over to the east a couple 100 miles, they could suck it right up in between Maine and the mainland. Hey Tom, how are you? From Virginia. Oh, we'll see how it goes, eh? Just some wind and rain with the name. They're hoping it's going to be just like a minor hurricane, like a 1 maybe. That'd be nice, but I'm prepared for a 5. I am prepared for a 5. Scooped up 30 pounds of nice fish yesterday. But that hurricane gets bad, it's going to go up to Fundy or it's going to land on my doorstep. That one outlook for it was going for New York was kind of promising, but, whatever. there's going to be, 9-meter waves in Peggy's Cove from the hurricane is the current prediction. I'll be doing an upload on that here this evening again as an update. So you can have a check out on the chart yourself. Might kind of try to live over the top, maybe, I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. Oh, it's just some wind and rain. What a name. Buddy from me last week. I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out how to pronounce your name, bud. Each. I don't know what I used to have the phonics thing down, but I don't want to be embarrassed and say it wrong. Nope. Definitely hope for better on the weather though. It's nice right now. A little overcast, but I'll give you a show. Like, can't really ask for better, right? Just sheet of glass. Oh, look at that school of fish over there. And my boat is kind of dry. Ooh. Come on. I had you there so good before. Stay. Stay. There we go. Got her good. Oh, thanks, bud. Calm before the storm. Oh, you got it. We're going to get a little rain tomorrow. Wind and rain from it for tomorrow, and then the next 2 days will be nice. But again, that's all in that high pressure system. There's 3 hurricanes with our name on it. And this low pressure over the Great Lakes is going to be it's going to be the nail in the coffin. Which one, I don't know. Get extra gas and generators, lots of extra water and food, and just have 100 hours worth of backup, just to have it. That's my biggest recommendation. Then get your party supplies: beer, cigarettes, storm chips. Just pretend it's a snowstorm coming. Because there was a prediction where there was like a meter of rain to come. I don't know how much that's going to hold, but then again, the likelihood of it being a Cat 5 is probably going to be the same. Yeah, I used to, in the mid-'80s, I was doing that up until about 2 years ago. Used to make macronets. Had some stuff from the 80s too. This year, I'm just getting this ready for bow lines and stern lines. Nice tapered splices, so they, when you loop it through itself like this, around the cleat, that there's not that big ball at the end. I miss mackerel trap fishing. This is the lightest trap I've ever fished in my life. I think the whole thing might have weighed 2,000 pounds. Only had like 50 pounds of lead on it. The rest was twine and rope weight. I think our heaviest anchor was like 140 pounds. It's insane. But up in here again, it's just a sheet of glass 90% of the time. Oh well. Hopefully Holly come flopping over the rail. That's what I'm sitting on this for. Yeah, you can go buy some gear, man. It can be really, really expensive. Really expensive. That job's not working now, but if I was going to replace it, there's probably $200,000 worth of work. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, holy shit, 7.5 paddle. That's a lot. That's more than 90. My boat's only like 4 fathom long, 4.5. Let's see what's up here. Looks like store won't be an issue here. Oh no, it's just going to run up the coast. Like it, you guys are going to get some wind and waves in North and South Carolina, and it's going to be about 80 or 200 miles offshore from its outer edge. But there's that low pressure up there in the Great Lakes. If it comes out over towards New York more, that's going to suck it into the coast. Yes, they're something similar to pound traps. If you go check out my playlist section and you just look up fishing, it should have someone else's video saved there, but the first video is a picture of my mackerel trap here in the harbor, and the neighbor over in the $1 Million Yachts over there, they got a drone footage of us getting the tuna in there as it was swimming into the trap. It's actually kind of cool. I would buy that video from them if I know who they were. I think it's Steve and Donna. I wonder if they're on here, but probably not. The same, well, it's like a heron weir, right? You know what a heron weir is, Tommy? A lot of fellas down here in the mainland like to call it a seine. But I call it a bag trap because it's like a grocery bag with the side cut of it, with another one in front of it that's cut in two for like a big funnel shape. It's not a gill net. Gill net you can haul up and set in like minutes or hours. All I used to use was rowboats. It was very green and ecological. Is that the word? It was very environmentally sustainable and friendly because, well, we did a lot of extra stuff by hand. I just gotta figure out how long I need this rope. This boat is 27 feet long. 4 6 is 24. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half. No idea what the heron weir is. Okay. There is a model of a mackerel trap in the fish store. I'm gonna have to set that up so I can show you. It's a small scale. It's like 1 millimeter is 1 foot. I think that's the ratio. It's like 1,001 scale ratio. But it's basically shaped like an arrow. Well, I wonder. Just give me a second. I'm gonna minimize that. Well, actually, minimize this way. This way. Playlists. Fishing. I don't know how well this will go up. But that there's what we call a bag trap. Right? That's basically the shape. It's a little dirty. But yeah. Move back to the live chat. It has moves. YouTube is always changing its top comments and all comments. Perfect. Maximize the size of this. Don't smoke, kids. It's bad for your health. There we go. The heron weir is it's basically made out of long, skinny sticks, and they start at a point on the shoreline. And they go out like 600 feet. And then they get a bunch of sticks to make a funnel shape into a chevron shape. And then they put something like a purse seine, or what in the mackerel industry we call a mackerel bottom, the bottom of the trap in there. And then they purse all the fish up into the corner, up into one of the points of, usually with the tide, because the tide will help drive the fish in the direction you want to go. Because fish like to swim with the tide. and you just bundle them up and then you load your boat. I've never done it. I've seen like Graham and Ann Island. I'll try to remember the name. Don't Miss the Little Things has a couple of videos showing like there's a weir in the background, and I think Legacy. I wish I could remember their name. I want to give them a shout out. Okay, so it's similar to how the feeler crabs here. You guys use the twine net for catching feeler crabs? I thought you guys used modified lobster trap, like modified wild lobster trap. I got green crab traps here. I can show. I got a minute clip of, well, a little bit of a clip of me working on them up here. Oh, don't die on me now, folks. Feeler crabs. What kind of crabs? Like blue crab, rock crab. The only crabs I can catch here are them little green. With the tide being as low as it is, they're probably walking on the shoreline. It's weird. It's almost like they don't need water. But I tell you, they make some good snapper bait. Not snapper, but trigger bait. Holy fuck. I should be sending them out to them fishers down there in the States. But you guys got all the green crabs. And another loop. This one's got to go over a post. Guess there might be the odd chance that this will be just the right length at some wharf somewhere. Oh, and I got bow stem cleats. Exactly how a pound net works. But instead of lots of thin sticks, we use poles. Yeah, that's a heron weir. That's what they call a heron weir there in New Brunswick and Graham and Ann. Oh, don't die on me telephone. Yeah, well, with the mackerel trap, it's the same idea. Instead of sticks, we use nets for what the sticks do, right? That's cool, though. I'd like to see one of them in action. Yeah, and the small mesh, the little fish can't mesh in them. Hard to get that around here now, though. But I do got a secret plan. I can't describe it yet, but you guys will be along for the ride. And it's all going to start right here. All going to start right here. That's 1, 2, 3. Oh, just tuck in. Read that note. Little crabs here. We catch peelers by dip netting them. Okay. Modified crab pot cages. And the other crabs. Okay. So you guys kind of do it like a lobster storage tank? Like an aquarium? Because I know you can eat the soft shell peeler crabs. They're supposed to be really good for you too. Heart pocket. Yeah, the trap's in a heart shape. And the pocket, well, we call the pocket the fun. And it's the one spot in the trap where it's got a weird shape where everything just kind of falls down into it, into the peak. I didn't do it. Here come the ambulance. I didn't do it. Ambulance. Blue crab. I hear they're really good though. Something I wouldn't mind trying. Green crabs are only like a really big green crab is with the size of a carapace of a medium-ish size blue crab with spines. Like they're not very big, but you get a half a dozen of them, you can get a feed out of it. I just cook them up like snow crab. Exactly. We got it. Next time I'm near one, I'll get a pic for you. Not sure if Memphis Net and Twine ships to you, but they have any type of net you could ever want. Sounds like Rainbow Net and Reagan when old Jack Mitchell used to run it. God bless Jackie. He was a good cat, and he knew some pile of stuff. He probably forgot more in a decade than I learned in my life. Oh, it's the fire. Fire's coming. Dog be losing her mind. Oh, I should get this caught up so I can actually watch along when I'm showing you. Play, dang it. There is a bit of a delay. Here they go. God love our firefighters. They're under-recognized. Yeah, I gotta try to find myself some nice braided rope. That's something I gotta try to find myself too. I love my triple spread, but I think I figured out just about every way you can splice it. But I'd like to do something I'm not too hot and familiar with. This guy from, I don't know if it's UK or not. I'm trying to remember his name now. But he splices the dragger together. Oh, high data usage. Oh yeah, well that's to be expected. I got 25 gigs and I only used the gig so far. So relax, phone. Well, it'd be interesting to see what it costs to use two phones on a stream at the same time. That's why I bought the update. So that way I can take you guys along live for loglining. Do gotta get a spare set up in the boat. Like it's not set up at all. It's the boat's still in pieces. I'll be releasing the whole video here of it all together soon. Oh, time to open another one. I can rate my principles as a lobster trap, made of wire. Yeah, no, our lobster traps here are made of wire too. They're rectangular though. I think they're like almost just over 3 feet long, 40 inches long. They're 18 inches wide and like a foot and a half, just over a foot tall. But we also got some round back wooden traps and square ones too. The round ones didn't do bupkis. Very disappointing. When our blue crab starts, it'll get 7-inch wide with the spines. Excellent soft and deep fried. Yeah, I hear you loud and clear. Kind of what I'm doing. hopefully today I get to park for the boat, man. Have fun at work, Tom. Don't work too hard now. Oh, another ambulance. Oh, I wonder if my sister's watching this. Casey, if you're out there, I need you to do me a project, and I owe you some money for it. Need you to glue together my logo for a flag. I got it just about all set up. I just can't put the 3 pictures together that I want. Or if someone else wants to, I'll send them a free flag when it's done. Or a sticker or something. I'm planning on using this as my main logo. It's also going to be on my boat with the name. DFO is going to love me. Love the Coast Guard. Pirate flag, but not really. So, here's the bow line. Oh, it's a fire truck. So, must have went for a swim off the rocks in Pecos Cove. Stay the fuck off the black rocks, damn it. If I can issue a word to anybody, stay off the black rocks. Oh no, it is an ambulance. Oh, Western Cabin, see my thingy? Oh, I wish they would have seen my exhaust stuff. But Tommy, you were the best help on that. Hopefully I get a hold of that today and fix it myself. I might use the metal glue stick gun. Yeah. It might not be Florida, but you'd be amazed how many people from Florida are here. Ooh. Now, stern line, I probably should do the same thing. 1, 2, no, 3, 4, 5, 4.5. Oh, my neighbor. Sounds like, yeah. I'm fucking an hour from the city. Well, I'm only 20 minutes from Peggy's Cove, right? Oh, you know, Tantalum Fire's only 8 minutes away from me. Just for, well, you do some math in Google Maps and you'd be able to find me. Actually, you'd probably be able to, well, you wouldn't see my boat on the shore, but if the update comes by, you'll see it. Oh, all these are, yeah, it's pretty common, sadly. I kind of miss living in Cape Breton, where, you know, if you heard a siren, you're getting a phone call before the sirens, like, hey man, I got an issue. But no, this is not the country. Not anymore. Now, City of Halifax limit is actually like 8 minutes from my house, which is very disappointing. Actually, I'm stuck in the city limits now after the update in 2015. How many sirens do you hear in Glasgow? Once a month? Twice a month? Must be peaceful. This is why I say I live in Canada's. Oh, I'm just gonna say it as it is. Canada Dumbs, Florida. Yep. Change my mind. Right? Right now I'm kind of like, this is just the outskirts of Tampa Bay or whatever equivalent. Like the province is the same size. Oh, there was problems with my chat? Really? No. Let me see what's going on. Top comments, all comments. Max the size of that. We're outside the village, close to the woods and the water. Oh, you got a sweet happening spot, but I bet you your tax and your water is cheap. Water cheap. I bet you got a well. Try again. There you go. Our closest neighbor is a black bear. Perfect. Perfect. That's what you want. When I was living in Cape Breton, my closest neighbor was a moose. Well, that's not true. I lived in Dingwall, and there was like 45 families there, right? I think it was just about 45 families. And then you drive an hour to the nearest bank. Well, no, Bay St. Lawrence got a bank now. They didn't have cell phone service until like 3 years ago, like the year before COVID. I used to see Newfoundland where I was growing up. Yeah. Oh, I tell you, I miss well water. I hate buying bottled water. Hate it. Well water is physically better for you. I don't care what anybody says. And it tastes gooder, too. I miss that Cape Breton iron well water. Straight off the mountains in the winter melt. You gotta go, yeah, 30 minutes to the grocery store. Yeah, that sounds about right. I can get to the grocery store in about an hour with a four-wheeler, but to go by car, it's like 8 minutes. Cape Breton, there was a store, we called it Milestown. It was first Shufflers. Or not Shufflers, what was it? Charlie Seff's. Charlie Seff used to own the store. And then Miles bought it, we called it Milestown. And as they say in Florida, if the Waffle House is closed, it's the end of the world. Milestown closed for nothing, not even Christmas. It'd be closed half the day for Christmas, right? They'd be open between 2 and 5 o'clock, so everyone else would get their liquor run or whatever they needed to top off on stuff, and they'd be there for grabbing extras for their own personal party. So it was kind of a win-win setup. Gotta love a small community. Now his son owns the gas station down there, and he's the main contractor to plow driveways. They had 14 feet of snow this winter. Oh, one thing I miss the most about Cape Breton, though, is the skidooing. I miss the snow. I got to play in it once this year with the four-wheeler, and it was only 2 feet of snow, maybe. Nothing. Just enough to start a fella to get anxious for a snowmobile. You got a favorite grocery store in town that you kind of go to whenever the weather's real bad? Or if it's closed, the weather is real bad? Like where I'm at now, there's a spot called Whalesback down by Peggy's Cove, and there was no power here for like 2 weeks, and they were open every day, right? They had all the water and all the supplies and all the beer and cigarettes, and they didn't miss a beat. I'd turn the radio on for the weather, but that doesn't work. I gotta get the guy used to own the boat down, so I can check that out. take us for a little walk around here in a minute. Almost done with my splicings. Yeah, I'm sitting here thinking about it. Like, the great big $1 million sailboat is here. But the Florida yacht's not here. Cedar Hollow, leaving for Canada, but I don't think it's going to come this year. Blue Nose should be here too in a couple of days or a week, I think. They're usually here, up in here almost every year. The year of COVID, they were here twice. Time for another coffee meal. If I know how to there's got to be a way I can upload a photo into chat somewhere. So I could show where the wharf was at. Well, yeah. Like this here when we first started didn't exist. That was all air. All of it. Ooh. Yeah, I want all messages. Ooh. Let's see the delay. There it is. Yeah, it's 2 seconds. Okay, cool. This is new to me. I'm having a little too much fun with this, to be honest. I'm glad you guys are sticking around for my nonsense. Just wish Tribute was here. Tell me I'm being foolish. How much gold's left here? I might splice this one different. 1, 2, hot. 3, 4. Oh! I might splice this one different. That gives me just about all the rope I need. Let's take you for a little walk. This one. Yep. There we go. Take you for a little tour in the mess. I did manage to find oil filter. I still got to put oil in the engine. If you got a 4-cylinder Perkins, that there oil filter will fit your what you're doing. It's the only one that I could find, and this is just a little tiny 4-banger Perkins, right? Wet exhaust. There was a piece that came out from here up on a 45 out and down on a 90 into this, and that's off to be halfway fixed, I think. Should be getting sometime today, I hope. And then down in here, I got plans for in here. Oh, that hand's full of. Yeah, just look at the motor, you get dirty. But I'm thinking of putting a loo up in there, close it off. So you got room, life jackets, everything up there that's buoyant, extra belts and stuff. Over here, kind of have like a kitchenette and stove and fridge kind of thing. And over here, kind of have a bunk. So, it's roomy, but efficient. And then bring all this ahead about a foot. Well, this here whole steering section and everything, this part, the floor of the wheelhouse ahead a foot. Just behind, well, just about where that radar or not the radar, but the satellite panel is there, just about to that edge, or maybe about here. And then leave this same size as it is here. That way there's more wheelhouse forward. The guy here could be a little more forward. And the steering wheel up here more, right? Oh. I just itched my nose. Ooh. Did I get it? Yeah, I got it. Get these all set up back in here. I'll finish that last rope. Then we'll walk down around the boat, I guess. Oh. I knew that was going to happen. Hang on. Rough ride inbound. Trying to keep all this oil off my ropes. Don't want to be getting dirty every time I have to handle them. Yeah. Didn't think it actually landed some triggerfish last night. Holy crap. That was a surprise. Seen them in the mackerel trap before, 8 years ago. My cousin was saying he's seen them as a kid in the 70s. I think that's pretty cool. Oh my god, the boat looks so cool. It's nice. It's like 9 or 10 feet wide at the wheelhouse. And it's 26, 28 feet long. I had a little red one similar to this, but it had wood all the way around. This one's just glass. I'm going to make this a really nice boat. It's going to be a really nice boat, but it needs about 50 grand. Needs a motor. Oh, a new motor wouldn't be bad, but I think if I treat that one well, I should get another 1,000 hours out of it, which is like 10 weeks of no sleep. Yeah. Oh, if you want a better look, I'll take you for a little walk around the outside of it and show you how deep it is. It don't draw no water, so I can go into all these sketchy little spots I used to go with the other boat. But when I go to do a big overhaul on this, you guys be along for the ride, right? You guys want to get front seat view as long as I remember to hit the record. I got another boat I'm supposed to be working on, but that's only a little toy. This year's going to make bread and butter, hopefully this year. I appreciate you enjoying the short little tour I did. I got some electronics up in there that I'm still trying to figure out. You want to have a look at them? Let's see if I can figure them out. Put the garbage up there. Let's go have a do that who's stuff. Oh, now I got this here's a VHF radio, right? Standard equipment for every boat that should be on every boat, even if it's just a basic VHF radio, should be on every boat. Now this here is an expensive piece of kit, and I don't know how to work it. This is my sounder. Is it on? It is on. Oh, but yeah. You guys can't see that either. Come on, turn off. But there's this here's a VHF, GPS, plotter, radio. Right, there's your channel changer right here. Right, you change your channels. Your volume's the dial underneath. Then your zoom. Focus. Clear that. Clear. Okay. Now give me my zoom function. Let me zoom out because I'm not in Digby. No offense. I know where New Glasgow is. Helps my focus. This is perfectly priced. Fuel is perfectly pricey these days. Oh, fuck. Well, with this thing, I'm supposed to burn 2 gallons a day for a 12-hour period. That's what he says. So, or no, 2 cans of fuel. So there's $100. But yeah, no, you're not far from the fact. And for a guy that's just getting started into being a fishing enterprise, this is the stuff that was on the chart when I got the boat, right? This is not a new boat. Probably worth about $6,000. But it's supposed to come with a core and a fishing license, is why it's as expensive as it is. But yeah, that's pretty much where we lobster fished all year, except we did a bunch down here and further out. Right, we were down over here and out over here. But the guy that we got the license from, this is where he fished. And I guess he did okay. I still haven't figured out how to make this follow or not, but we go to menu. Yeah, look at all the options. Right, chart, navigation, highway, fish finder, radar function. Oh, I don't have the radar function. Celestial setup map. Oh yeah, all of the good stuff. Like, a $7,000 plotter system. Right, that'll do just about everything and tell you the tide. They just won't cook you lunch. Yeah, well, I hope that kit works like it's as I think it's supposed to. It'd be sweet and save me fucking $10,000 because my father went and bought a bunch of upgrades. Stay put phone. Like, do I have to put something underneath you? Thank you. Yeah, he just went and spent a bunch of money on radar and stuff like that, plotter stuff for his boat, and that cost $13,000. And that's when it was cheap. But a whole radar unit for like $2,500. Radar on top, screen, the wirings, the installation. Oh, buddy, that's like, even for a speedboat, that's a pretty good price. Like, that's a really good price. Seeing that a standard Raytheon is like 10, 12,000 on its own, like 7 for the radar unit and 3 for the screen. Then you got to pay a fella to install it. Right? That's crazy expensive. I'm going to do this splice different. Bring this all back together. Do a cable splice. No, don't do, there's too much rope to do a gauge knot. Okay, 1. I got to do a bunch. It's got to be several feet. Several feet. Now I'm just having fun. Doing foolish stuff. How big do I want my loop? I'd say that's still enough to splice. Come on, one more. Here we go. If you don't know how to splice, this is a really good cheat for making a splice. And now when you get to this part, this is the hard part. You got to bring that around, and you always got to twist them together like they're meant to be. And one side's always want to be shorter. right there. That's how you splice a loop in a cable, right? I don't know. Should I make that into a short too? Should I just do a series of video tying all the knots I know how to tie and all the splices I know how to splice? Throw out some suggestions. I'm eager to listen. This is just gonna be a spring line. It's not. Oh, it's a long spring line. It's a whole rope. Whole rope. And just, well, you don't do this in cable. I'm just doing it in rope to. And then post. I don't know if I can reach the pre one. I'll try though. That way they're all squazzing evenly. Oh, knots always make good shorts. Yeah, they do. I like to splice too though, but yeah, I should just go and do the knots and shorts thing, right? The video's all about knots. Yeah? I could do that. I should have been doing that while I was mackerel trap fishing though. I sit there and I tie 1,000 knots an hour. Real cool making net to nothing though. You start with a string and the next thing you know it, you got a baseball net. Baseball net, oh my god. Basketball net or goalie net or something like that, right? Yeah, video's all about knots. That's a good idea. I think I might try that. Oh, name a knot and I'll see if I can tie it for you. How about that? You guys do a bowling real quick. You just get yourself a yard of rope, half arm or a length, a yard be a length, and you make your spin, and then you decide which way you want to tie your knot, right? Because if this here, that's your tension end, that goes to whatever you're doing, and this here's your loop, right? So you get that set up, you make your hole to the size that you're comfortable with, and as you look at it, and you tie your bowline, you come in on the same side that your tension's on, or your lead, or, well, that's usually going to be your tight from the knot, right? So this, I call it the tension. Then you bring your tail through the same side as the bowline, right? You come up and go down, and around, and down, and out. And there's your bowline. Very poor teacher I am. Splicing to all around skill ropes. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm game about all that. I am. Absolutely. Then there's, oh, some people call it, I don't know what they call it. There's a dozen ways I know how to tie a bowline, right? I want a bowline in the middle of a rope. Like say you got that tied off to something over there. That's tied off to something over there. And you want to tie up all the slack in the middle to make the rope tight. You go make your loop. You grab the majority of your slack. You come into your loop, right? Make your loop. Got your thingy on the top. You go down through the top, around, and through. And now you got a bowline in the middle of your rope that you can use to snap your line shorter. There's a better bowline for that because it gives you twice the abrasion. You can go, you double up your rope, right? You take your slack, double up your rope. You go around overhand knot, right? Just a simple overhand knot. Then you find the rope that's on top, stick your hand through the loop from the bottom. You go over top, you grab the top of the knot, right? You grab right there, grab this, you flip it inside out. Then you pull this part. And that gives you a French bowline. That'll take twice the wear here, and you can snub up and tighten however you want to tighten your rope onto it. You can use it as a pulley point, so you can, like this, so you can draw against it to get your slack, right? You can use it like that as a pulley point. That's how I tighten up most of my anchors. But if I can't get enough slack for this, I would go sheep shank. And it's pretty much an X, right? You make an X, then you fold it over itself twice. and then you pull the slack out to your desired tightness, and then you go the extra around the pinch, right? You're using this as a pulley. You're pulling tight here, you go around, and then you pull it out this way, and that will take out a lot. It gets hard to untie when it's extremely tight though. That's the thing, but you get a hammer and you can hit it here and break it this way, much like a bowling, and then you can pull it apart. Each one has their benefits and each one has their downsides. Those are just three real quick ones I can think of right now. The sheep shank is basically the shades. Well, I'll make a bowl in here real quick, and I'll show you the sheep shank, and then I'll tell you they're exactly the same knot. Just tied differently. You look at that knot there, right? That's the knot. And with the sheep shank, I call it a sheep shank. I don't know if it is or not. Everyone's got lots of names for knots. It is effectively the same knot with just, a slightly different twist to it, right? This here knot, the sheep's bend, is the same knot I use for tying mackerel traps to make the square meshes. And there'd be one here, here, here. And if you count to 4, you can tie a mackerel trap together. That was my grandfather's biggest saying. If you can count to 4, that's more than enough to count. And there's usually 4 movements to tying a bowline. Kind of weird. Now if I can get this here kind of perched up tight on something, like this, and if you go around, down, round, down, round, and down. It's kind of hard rope to do it with, but you can tie a bowline without taking your hands off the rope. I did a lot of practicing when I was a kid trying to learn this knot. It took me 14 hours to get it right for the basic bowling. You're in the Misfits, Stephen from Shittycan at 4 miles an hour, all the way to northern Cape Breton by St. Paul's Island. And that's not a short trip, 4 miles an hour. It's 2 hours by car. But yeah. Oh yeah, I was gonna cable splice the end of this too, just like that other one. I did that one day. The cable splices because the spot was too tight for me to actually get in there and splice the rope in for along the gunnel and one of our 20-foot dories. The gap was only like that, and I had a splice rope like this. So I did it like this. So I could feed it around. There was enough room. I just tucked it. And he didn't like that, so he went and cut them all out because he couldn't figure out how I had it spliced together. He was sour. He was like, that's not right. That's not what I told you to do. And I was like, oh, show me how you want me to splice it then, because you just said splice it. You didn't say any specific way, so I just did it the easiest way I knew how. You said 15 minutes to splice a boat. So I did 45 ropes in 15 minutes. Some guys are kind of, he wasn't the craziest captain I've ever worked with. Was not at all. I've worked over in Inverness for a spell, and in the Mabuse region, and out by the Rankins, like Jimmy Rankin. Yeah, I helped his daughters or nieces unload lobster boats or snow crab boats before. That was interesting. Every Friday evening, you'd hear them go on a Kaylee. Oh boy, what a tour! What a tour! Me being as young stud I was too nervous to go around and say hello because I didn't want to end up being a fucking country song. Love monkey fists. Yeah, I want to tie a monkey fist. It's just, I gotta wait a hot minute for current credentials to kind of how am I gonna put this? Floater, of course, because I had a neighbor be a bit of a dick. But yeah, monkey fist would be good. I got. You only need like a golf ball or something, don't you, to help tie it around? That's something I haven't tied. That's one thing I'm definitely planning on trying. I'd like to get some of that Dyneema rope too. I'd like to get good splicing that. My cousin's got a drone bit, and I'm gonna see if I can talk him into let me splice some loops on the ends of it for him. You guys can watch me fail miserably trying to learn how to do that again. Orange, pre-orange, post-orange. I'll go post-orange up here. There. That way the tucks are evenly distributed throughout the rope. And this pulls tight to become nice and flat. Don't need a ball to make it. Oh, but it makes it easier. Yeah. Oh, I'm kind of half thinking like a stone or something, right? I'm not going to go. Oh, I'm using what I got, and that's what I'm good at. But yeah, no, monkey fists would be really cool. They just don't want the RCMP knocking on my door. They see my stash of pellet guns when they come and gave me a visit, and I was like, them ain't real. They're toys. But you never fucking know these days, right? Never fucking know. Oh, that gives me all the thingies I need for anchor lines. Get the old leg scratch. Yeah. Well, we're gonna take a little walk around the outside of the boat since the tide's low enough to do so. Get an old coffin nail on the tear. Ha ha ha. One of these days I'll quit. Okay. Prepare for a ride along. Have to retry. Well, I hope it's working. Yeah. Little breeze picking up. It's getting nice. Cutting that 30-degree heat down. Don't mind the mess. We're still in cleanup. Anybody know what those are called? Oh, the bumblebees are real. Yeah, so that's where we originally brought fish up, right? Like that rock is sitting on what was the top of the dirt. And we had a baby carriage. And we take the fish from out there, up here, walk it up into the parking lot, to the truck, 100 pounds at a time. That was the start. This is the new old wharf. This new wharf replaced the original. But yeah, she's come a long way from where she was. That prop is some small though. I wish I could tell what it was. '86. This boat was built in '86. 18 by 20. Okay. That thing should probably have 18 by 30 pitch. That seems like an awful light one. But she's had a severe bit of abuse. Most of the muscles are ground off the bottom of the keel here now, since she's been sitting up here a few days. But yeah, it used to sit 6 inches or so up because of all the muscles. Oh, look at that. I missed a piece. Get off too. Oh, neat. Look at the water line. This boat's gotten heavy, I guess. But it should scoot along pretty good. I'll make that rudder bigger, higher, wider, fatter. But geez, like 3 feet of water, right? I can go just about anywhere with that. Oh, get into shade where I can see what the text is saying. Oh, come on, shade. There we go. For sure, just use them for lanyards and keychains. Yeah, I was kind of thinking, pardon me, for, oops, sorry about that, floats for my key, so if I drop it overboard, it stays afloat. 11 mil climbing rope. Yeah, I got some 4 mil, 4 mil dragger twine, they call it. It's orange plastic hollow stuff. Oh, bumblebees everywhere. Here's a crab trap. There's an attempt at the crab trap. Escape hatch and the lobster trap's the same as the entrance on a crab. Kind of mint. Ooh. Ooh. Smell like buckwheat. Take a little stroll out to the end of the wharf. You want to talk about some hateful rope displays? This stuff right here, this heavy, hard nylon. Sometime to get a new one of them. Got one for the boat though. Yeah, keep the text down. Oh, this ain't right. Like that guy that does the home inspections on the shorts. He's like, that's not right. Don't want the boat ruching on the float. That's supposed to be there. Oh. One-handed bowling. Come on. Yeah, I'll show you how I did that. One-handed bowling. Ow, my knee. Where's that? There we go. Oh, come on, phone. Cooperate with me. I'm gonna cheat a little bit because I'm trying to keep this on focus. There we go. Cheating. Looks very, yeah. No, I'm not near Sydney Harbor. Used to live there though. This is St. Margaret's Bay, French Village Harbor, bud. $2 million house, $2 million house, $2 million house, $4 million upgrades, $8 million upgrades. Used to own it all. Used to have a $14 million boat, Focus, right there. But now he's got the $6 million sailboat. The guy owns both these properties. And the Sailing Club Marina over there. $6,000 a year to hold anchor without wharf use. Oh, should say Margaret's Bay. Oh, shoot. You out, Chesapeake Way? Or are you the other side of St. Margaret's Bay? Yeah. Can I zoom in? That's where I got the boat from. The old man got his lobster license from the same fella. And we think that that guy bought the license from the daughter or cousin that was here. So we're trying to bring back all the original licenses. Dude, it's an old working museum, but Mac Pepper, there's a pin over there. I wonder if I can zoom in. That pin there used to run on a bearing right for that house over there. Like he's got a door light there, and the mackerel trap would run from the pin that's there all the way out along just the outside of where the boat's at now, inside of that buoy, out about 700 feet from the shore. That was a fun time, that island over there, Indian Island. We used to have a mackerel trap on the back of that too. Still have the licenses for it, but not allowed to fish it. Well, let's go for a walk on the roof. Working on this yesterday before things went to the way they were. I gotta wire this up. Got myself the old headlight off for nice big bright deck light. And I got myself my Princess Auto special $30 2-foot light. I'm hoping that's just going to be more light out there. But I'd like to put the proper mast here for my radio whips. So my radio whips are way up. Because where they're at right now, it's kind of on the short side, right? Good for from close to shore, but if I'm out any distance, then less than ideal. But pretty much got to do new wheelhouse. Up here though, except for around that window and the other side, it is mint. Just, bring that ahead about here-ish. Make the boat feel 10 feet bigger. That'd be after we make her the 10 feet it is here, the 10 feet it is there. That way the boat's nice and squared, and a big 6-cylinder diesel with turbo. Cruise around 8 knots, burn no fuel. Then kind of huff on her at 20 knots when I want to get somewhere in a hurry. I don't know what I should do with that rope there. Don't know. Oh, I brought the toofs out. Yeah. At least it came with a fire extinguisher and a life ring. I think there's flares there. Could be a first aid kit. But look, the only gun in Canada you don't need paperwork for. Yeah. Oh, no, that's a lie. You need to be a fisherman or a marine person. That was kind of... Oh, get you back over here. I'll get back to trying to read the chat. And then we might go for a little wander up around the dories. Show you some of the boats that we used to roll around to the mackerel shop that was out here in the harbor. If that's something you guys be interested in. Get enough people wanting to be on board for these lives, I'll do a live setup of the sawmill we got in the Gulf. It's been sitting up there. God, how long has that been sitting up there? The year now? Over a year? Gotta be at least a year. Dang. You might have been up in here in a boat one time, bud. I'm not that far from Peggy's. Right? Blue Nose was up in here quite a few times there during COVID. My father runs the tour boat in Peggy's Cove. Last year, that was fun. What was it? Second day of July, the engine went in the boat. And from then, it took us a week and a half to get that changed out. Because we had to go pull the motor out of a different boat. Then we had to pull the motor out of the boat that blew up. Then we had to go try and water, swap them out. Then we steamed back here to connect everything back together. And the tour boat is a 2-engine boat. All it wants to do is drive in a circle with one motor, but it's still moved. But now it's working like a top. This is next on the list. You ever see those remote control submarine drones to use to explore wrecks or something? Oh no, I've been looking for something like that because I think underwater footage would be sweet. This cat on YouTube, I think his name is Jacob Knowles. He's got one of them drone things. He went looking for one of his lost stories there. I think it was this spring, so he can go per scene. Lucky fucker. I never got to do that. I thought that would have been really fun. They go out, drop a mile long, basically 1 inch mesh gill net out, it circles a school of fish, scoop them up, put them in the boat. There'd be like, a good pay for a day, right? Don't have to do that too often. But I'd rather just do the mackerel trap. They sell them on Amazon, pretty sweet. Yeah. I'm also thinking about getting one of them waterproof 360 degree GoPros so I can kind of mount it up there on the wheelhouse. So I could videotape that. But I don't own a computer or anything to make that work, right? I do all this stuff to cell phone. Actually, this is the new updated camera that's $600, and I still use the old phone because I prefer that. Oh, come on, bring me back my chat. I wonder, are they like $1,000 Canadian on Amazon or something? That might be something worth looking into, because I'd like to put a camera down there on the trawl just to see how the fish react to it. Anywhere less than 100 feet works. Sweet. You can use a cell phone for the controller of the drone. Oh, that's really cool. I know you can get them for them flying ones. When we were out checking out them trigger fish last night, someone was over top us with a drone watching. I'm just waiting for it to come up on YouTube. Don't know the channel, but it pops up every couple of months. Some fresh footage of me being down at Pecos Cove, fiddling around the tour boat. Under $1,000 too, yeah, right. That'd be what, 300 pounds of halibut, maybe 400 pounds of halibut. That's half quota, or all of the quota for the codfish. Because I think you get like $1 or $2 a pound, depending on the size of them. They're 36 inch to 2 if they're dressed right. They're sorted and they're graded. Yeah, I got a goal of having a tip truck here. I supply the fish directly with a tip truck. There's about $400,000 worth of paperwork though to pull that off. Not including the buildings. Flying ones are fun, but you need to register them now. Thanks, Trudeau. He ain't the only one that fucked us on that. You gotta remember them college kids were a part of it too. Right? Trudeau put the fucking coffin in the nail. Nail in the coffin. I'd like to get one just to get to fly up and get a picture, right? Because I know how wide the wharf is. It's like 12 and a half, 13 feet. And I could apply for a permit for fixing the old wharf that's over behind you guys, and for putting the building used to be here. If you look up on Google, in their pictures or their images or whatever, and you put in Burchell's Wharf, you'll see an old white building standing on the water with a red roof. There's paintings of it, there's pictures of it, right? That'll show you a lot about what this place is, right? I think the oldest record I've seen in a newspaper, in the house I was living in when we were tearing the walls out, the lats and plaster, and we're putting drywall up, we found a newspaper from World War I. When Hitler invaded, or no, World War I, Germany invades Poland, something like that, 1912, 1914, something like that. It was like papers over 100 years old. And I have multiple papers, 136, 132, like news clippings of great white sharks being caught here between 800 and 1,200 pounds before the turn of the 1900s, right? And they say global warming's a thing, and I'm sitting here thinking, like, DFO is only looking at like 5 fish species, right? They're looking at cod, haddock, halibut, pollock, mackerel, herring, sturgeon, white, like, not all of the fish, just some of the basic stuff. Oh, yeah. A little bit crazy. Just, they caught mahi up in Dover, and they're further north than I am. Right? That's stuff you catch down in California and Florida. I stand by, this is Canada's Florida, right? The further north you go, the more normal the northern fisheries are, but the closer you get to Yarmouth, man, you get some of them strange fish. And with this hurricane coming up and turning up the water 10, 12 degrees from what it normally is, we should be seeing all kinds of tropical fish. But swordfish and stuff up in here is a regular thing. I was out last year coming in. I was out off the lighthouse in Pecos Cove, and a little 14-foot boat with a 6-horse on it, and a buddy of mine. We were coming up along Shutton Island, and I was out by Paddy said buoy coming home, and I could see on the north end of Shutton Island this swordfish breaking out of the water. I could see his nose, and it must have been the length of my thumb, strung out in front of me, right? And that was a mile, 2 miles from me, and I was the length of my thumb. Call it a fish story. I don't care. I wish I could have got it on camera. I had just put my phone down from recording the swells on the way in, and I just caught it out of the side of my eye. It was, I'm getting a swordfish license. I'm getting a swordfish license. One of the ones I could tack on to my groundfish license. I just want to get one. That's all I want. Gotta spear them though, harpoon. Gotta do it like back in the 70s and the 80s. That's why I want a fast boat, because swordfish do like 25 miles an hour. I only want one. Super cool. It'd suck if I stuck a marlin though. I don't know if a marlin and a swordfish are the same. Like I said, I'm only a part-time marine biologist. Soon to be a very broke one. What do you think of the hurricane coming, Vanquish? It's going to land between me and you, bud. Crack open the last beer. You can if you don't get caught, bud. You're allowed 20 mackerel. Well, wife's gone. Storm chips now. There you go, buddy. There you go. Don't forget the basement brews, too. We're still a week out from it, but don't forget your gasoline. Princess Auto had a sale on them little compact generators. They're only about, that big, and they weigh like 12 pounds. And I think a liter of gas gets you like 8 or 12 hours of run time, and you can run a fridge or a freezer off it. I just plug it into my house and it runs my house. And I get the better part of 6 hours out of it. Right? So, fridge, freezer, microwave. Mind you, my house is only a little. But it's a good thing to have. Oh. You got a whale's back near you? Yeah, everybody's got to have a whale's back. Or a Milestown. I'm pretty sure Milestown now is James's place. James used to work for Charlie Seth back in the day. I don't know. I haven't been to Cape Breton in a dog's age. I gotta remember that the live is like 3 or 5 seconds behind me. Charcoal barbecue is great during power outages. You got that right. You got that very, very right. God bless my wood stove. I went last 2 weeks ago. I managed to gather up like 8 cord firewood just in case. I feel like I should go get 8 more. But I don't want to say that too loud, because the county might come over and be like, "You're not allowed a wood stove." I wasn't allowed to light the wood stove to cook my food when the fucking forest fire was on, I'll tell you that. Try to save $1 on the power bill. Yeah, my little boat here, it's got a propane heater in it, and like, I could make this boat livable. Like, I could live in this boat. It's gonna cost a couple of trips along lining. Gotta pay crew, gotta pay fuel. It cost me if that's a 400-liter tank, it's gonna cost me $1,000 to fill the tank. And this is only a baby of a boat. Oh yeah, I got a chainsaw, I got a 4-wheeler, I have a feeling I'll be cleaning up a lot around. I just hope my maple tree don't fall on my house again this year. The last storm we had, I think it was Doran. No, it wasn't even Doran. Doran was past us by about 3 days. And then we had a little fart of wind, and maple tree fell down in front of my house. I had no power for a month. Scotia Power was like, yeah, we're not coming to fix that at all. We come and pulled my power. Like, I had power in the house. Like, it was working perfect. Power line laying on the ground, power, no problem. The stack was tore off the house, but I had power. They come over, pull the power box out, and says, get this fixed. And they wouldn't come and reconnect it for a month. Oh, Scotia Power don't like me. I got a story about that being a possible of the possible reason why, though. Give me a couple thumbs ups in the comments if you want to hear the story why. This is becoming story time with the drunk at Burchell At The Wharf. Yeah, free firewood. There's a guy around here. He's got a tractor and a chainsaw, and he knows everybody. I'm what would you call the immigrant of the area? Even though my family was one of the founding families of this area, I'm still the outcast, right? Like I can get this ground fish license all I want, and have all the proper paperwork and everything. If the group of the locals don't want me to fish it, I can't fish it. And that's a $50,000 gamble I'm sitting in right now. And then I gotta go take another $150,000 gamble after that if this doesn't work. Try not to think of that reality. I don't want to be 200 grand in the hole, plus change. Oh. I want to get this boat working. I want to go green crabbing like a madman. Go get some free bait. Emoji Mixer. How are you, bud? Howdy. This is the most people I've ever had on stream. I'm feeling extra kind of special today. Where's that? You know where Nova Scotia is, Mr. Mixer? Or Mrs. Mixer? I'm just within the outside range of a nuclear strike. I'll just put it like that. Glad to hear you're doing good. What draws you to my nonsense? If you don't mind me asking. Oh, I got funny emoji thingies here. What? I'm sorry, guys. This is my first time using two phones for a stream, and I'm kind of going through a learning cycle. And you guys are along for the ride. Don't mind me. I'll show you. Like in the chat thing, when you go to comment, I hit this little whatever this is. Like I'm not technologically advanced at all. Like that's cool. I didn't know that was an option. Like, dang. What are you asking? Oh, come on, try again. Yeah, I'm totally new to this tech stuff, right? This whole YouTube thing, like, is the most invested I've been in this. And I wanted to do this to document the historical fishery of mackerel fishing. But I'm here doing lives now, and I've just discovered something. But what draws you over to my channel? I'm not that great of a YouTube creator. I'm actually quite terrible. I'll show some random weird stuff, but yeah, like guys, you check out my live emoji mixer. Just curious, am I in? Tommy Russell, he likes just my general nonsense and knowledge of boats. And Vanquish here, he just general knowledge and fun stuff. And my Glace Bay friend, I'm just gonna call you a Callie each, right? I'm just gonna call you a Callie because, you know, you live in the northern end of the great California side of Nova Scotia. And there's someone else here. There was someone else here for a minute. I gotta go back. Oh no, maybe that was everybody. Yeah, no, that's everybody. Gotta make sure I gotta get everybody right. I gotta be equal on all sides. I'm not here for the views are sweet. Don't get me wrong. I like people to catch, watch, learn, but I don't want that go past that $4.99. No, the goal originally was $9.99, but YouTube changed the goalpost and took half the fun out of it for me. Oh, thanks, Callie. I didn't know I'd be doing a good live show. I'm just sitting here farting around and just, you know, actually having a good time. Normally I'd be sitting home just watching my fish in the fish tank, waiting on paperwork. It was Vanquish says, I think it was suggested to me based on being nearby. Really, in the last 3 days, my Canadian viewership has gone up like 700%. Like, it was Indonesia, India, Russia, Germany, the US, like not in that order, but like all the other controversial places were very much high on my watch list. Like people watching my stuff, but I very much like that. But I guess Bill C11 since Bill C11's come out, my shorts views went from being like 8 and 10,000 watches to being like, 8, 14, 99 watches. It doesn't bother me. I don't know a lot, but what I know I want to share. And with the mackerel trap fishing, that was the ultimate goal with this, right? Because there's a lot of history involved with it. Like, between sailboats and mackerel trap and codfish, they were all once the same. Thank you, Callie. Thanks, gosh. I try to be I'm not going to fudge what or who I is. And my spelling if you check out some of the other stuff I commented on, my spelling is terrible, and sometimes on purpose because algorithm. If you see what I mean. My wife's from Glace Bay. Oh, I lived in Glace Bay for a spell. I grew up in Sydney, still have family there. Oh, I miss Cape Breton. I lived up north of the park, right, in Dingwall. And then I spent a spell in Sydney. Not my best moments. And I spent some time in Glace Bay, really not any better. But I met a lot of nice people out there. And they're not all crazy. But I did live that cotton life, if you know what I mean. Well, you know exactly what I mean. I hope things are better out that way. Because I know shit was getting wild when I was trying to get out of there. I damn near died twice. Yeah, still owe the government $1,000 for that. No MSI card, right? Like, one thing you learn growing up is you gotta fill it out every 5 years, or it's gonna cost you some US dollars. I didn't know that. I thought when you were born in Canada, it was like a birth certificate. Like you got your MSI card with the birth certificate. It was just a thing. But no, it's something you gotta update. But as I sit here and mull over the growing up between the ages of 6 and 12, just watching what the fuck was going on, right? And seeing what's happening now, and like I've suggested stuff fucking 20 years ago. And looking at it now is kind of like, the fuck is happening, man? Like, what I was saying was said to never happen, and it's fucking happening. Anywho, I digress. uh, I want to be able, like, I got goals of getting my charter captain's ticket so I can take people out my little punt. But I got to get the little punt, this boat, the punt, up to snuff for all the inspection stuff. And I've worked on boats where I needed their CSI, their commercial ship inspection stickers. And that is much more rigorous than a standard tour boat. And where this boat was built in '87, it could slip underneath that there bracket, and I could get the charter ticket, get this passed for inspection, and I could take 5 or 8 people out at a time on a tour and make money at it. I can do it for free, but my boat, I'd rather not do it in the state it's in right now. The boat needs a lot more love. But take people out for a day trip, long line and hand line and something, right? Come in, bring them into the wharf. If they want to have their fish clean, cooked, and served to them, like, just get the whole experience of catching fish, helping clean the fish, learning how to do it, then bring it to the chip truck, having it cooked or learning how to cook it, like the whole experience. So you can, like, if there's give a man a fish, teach a man a fish. I want to do the teach the man a fish. I'm a terrible teacher, but heck, I want to try. I want to try. Right? Yeah, like my father, I'm not a huge people person. The fact that, like, I worked at Subway, and I hated every minute of it. I hated it all. I'm not a social. I like to be alone, live in the woods, hermit lifestyle. But no, I think everyone should know how to grow their own food, how to catch their own food, clean it, cook it, eat it, right? All of that. And I'm very much a proponent of that. And I'm very much neglecting what the work, lacking the practice of what I've preached. Although I know I can do it, I should be trying harder so I can document it and then publish it so others can watch and learn from it. That's why I see as the big gift about YouTube, is that you can document what you're doing, get feedback, other people's ideas, and then just as a community make the whole thing better. You know what I mean? I used to think watching YouTube and someone going on the tangent I'm on right now being, like, very much off space, but after watching the last years, I'm kind of thinking that if you're not thinking a little spaceward, you're a little behind. And Jesse Ventura was too right 15, 20 years ago. Like, holy shit. Can't believe I'm saying it. Can't believe I'm saying it. Self-sufficiency is where it's at. You got that right, Vanquish. Now, if I'm going to give you as a tip, go to your local fish market or your fish processing plant and go buy 40-pound bags of salt. Not 1, not 4. Whatever you can afford out of a $100 check, go get that salt. And then next time, not your next check, but the check after that, go get more. Because it used to be $5 a bag. And last year it was $8. And I imagine it's doubled since then because the price of fuel has doubled. And if you do any kind of meat at all and you want to last any amount of time, salt and sugar, sugar's going to be your expensive one. If you can get real lucky and find a superstore that's still got them in bags, like the brown bags, 25 or 50 bags of sugar, like 50 pounds of sugar, and they're all in 2 pound or 1 kilo increments, and you get like the 25 bags, and they're just like, size of a fish box. I guess most of you guys don't know what a fish box is, right? There's one or two Nova Scotians in amongst the chat, but there might be someone from overseas watching this. I'm sorry, but a fish. Oh, hey, hold on. Fish box. And it's about 3 feet long, foot and a bit high, and like 1.5 feet wide, right? And you can get 2 bags of salt in one of them. Where was I going with this? Oh no, the thing of sugar would fit just inside this box, right? And sometimes when you bring the whole brown bag of the multiples up to the counter, they'll ring it in as 1 bag of sugar, and you can get it for like $5. 50 pounds of sugar for like $5. because the barcode is for 1 bag of sugar on the brown paper bag at Superstore, right? Now, that said this, you got to be on it quick because they'll never do it again. I did this 5 years ago. I had $32 in my pocket. I went and bought flour, sugar, baking supplies for Christmas for the landlady I was living with while I was working nights in the mall in Halifax. And they rung me in for 1 2 kilo bag of sugar instead of 25 1 kilo bags of sugar. Shh. Secrets. Right? You never know what you might learn on this channel. But I'll tell you, if you salt codfish, split back and salt codfish, you can get 20 years out of it if you salt it strong enough. And as long as the salt is still on the fish when you're done salting and you hang it out to bake and dry in the sun, like you do when you old school wash clothes, and then instead of using your dryer, you hang it outside, you hang the codfish skins the same way, you can get 20 years out of it. You just put it in a watertight, airtight, well, you can vacuum seal it and then just put it in a dark, dry, cool spot, and then you get decades out of it. Right? It used to be a staple down home for my grandmother. They used to eat codfish sometimes. That was 20 years old because sometimes there was just no fish and they'd eat biscuits and molasses. Like the winters down home in the Highlands, north of the Highlands, was hard. Wasn't easy. Then people earned their own name because they were a special kind of breed of people that could survive on nothing but salt cod and molasses. And they drank rum for water. Because there's no water on the mountains in the winter, because it was all snow and ice. Right? So they would just get the molasses, put it in a barrel, get the snow, throw it in the barrel, and all the natural shit in the snow would consume the molasses and the rum. And they drank that for 100 years. No water. How's that for a... We usually make jerky and have too much left over and freeze it. I've been eyeing electronic freeze. Are you talking like one of them freeze dryers? Like I know Canadian Prepper, he's got a nice little one there. You can do a pound and a half ground beef in a 4 to 12 hour period. He's got $2 or $3 grand on it, and that's his cheap one. But he's got one there for like $15,000, and you can do like multiple kilos of stuff. And he does like 1 month shipping, depending on where you're at. And I'd like to get one of them too, but some fit like it doesn't really work real good for fatty things. Like if you got some grass-fed beef where it's kind of lean, that'd be just fucking perfect. Or you got some lean tuna, like where the fat content's kind of low. I think that'd be great. But for vegetables, it'd be fucking fantastic. But I also like the pickle. But there's a catch with the pickling. If you're not really good at it and you don't got lots of practice at it from having a big garden, because you're going to have a 10% failure rate on the bottles. Because if you recycle like you can, but you shouldn't recycle the flat caps and mason jars. You can recycle them, but you shouldn't, because that seal only lasts really one time. But if my grandmother had a way of doing it, and I should have paid more attention to it, but I was like fucking 8 years old, man. That was 22 years ago, 24 years ago. Venison and veggies work well. I heard yes, they work excellent. There's one thing on like since I have so many Russian watchers, I get this thing about like I search up mackerel and that it's always Russian, or Ukrainians, and I have no problem with that. Like fuck, if you're a decent human being, you're a decent human being. If your government is not who you are, that's just the way I look at it. And I'm gonna hold it there because I'm kind of liking not being banned by YouTube right now. I actually got somebody to watch my live for the first time in a wee while. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, like pickled mackerel. They just cut the mackerel into like, thumb lengths, and then they put it in the bottle with hot, salty water, and it bakes the fish, and it pickles it. But I'm eager to go get some herring because I want some salmon grundy. Who knows what salmon grundy is? Some of us know who Solomon Grundy is, and I don't mean the Batman character. That don't count. He was named after this. Do some Q&A. Dad loves the stuff. Oh, he loves the Solomon Grundy, does he? Oh boy. Never took a liking to it myself. Dude, if you're sick, that's the stuff you want, right? I never liked onions, but I got me liking onions. Only way I'd eat them. And I don't like herring. Hate it. But there's something about that sweet maple pickle, man. Something about that sweet maple pickle. It might be my grandmother's recipe. That might be what it is, because she used to use 2 tablespoons of salt, 4 cups of vinegar, a tablespoon of pickle and spice, a tablespoon of brown sugar, and a squirt of maple syrup. And boil it all up. Made it just sweet. And the salt and everything, like the herring was salted down first, and that was good. It was really good. One of my favorites. But you go into the superstore and you buy? No. It tastes like licking the bilge of a boat. All that herring that they got in there comes in them herring cedars. They weren't caught in a mackerel trap, or they weren't caught on a handle line. It's just mashed fish taste different. Hope to make some crab apple jellies. Yeah, that's the stuff. I had a bunch of Indian pears show up on my little trees there this year. Or they might be choke cherries. I'm not quite sure. They look about the same. Man, I can't believe it's like, what time is it? 4 o'clock, and it's 40 degrees out. Oh, it's as hot as it was when the forest fires happened. Lord, I shouldn't say that. I should not say that. Or fucking none of it is cut off and shut down, and they're all out right out there. Almost 4 and it's cooking. Yeah, you got that right. Normally it's about 10, 15 degrees cooler. I'll take it for a show and show you what I'm like. Turn around. There we go. There's clouds there. And then it's just an open gap for the sun. Lord, I'm gonna hide. That last beer is done. Ooh. Don't mind the mess. Humidex 29 at 3 a.m. this morning. Holy fuck. I believe it. And I'm going to take a short walk over to the house here in a minute. I made a beer now. Let's go see how much fish are doing in the fish tank. The water turned blue this morning, so I'm a little nervous. Dirt turned black last night, so I'm thinking everything's going to be dead in there. Just less than ideal. Oh. Yeah. A lot of Humidex. I wonder if I can turn this on and get the weather radio just to catch the weather. See what the government Canada saying for weather. Oh, I hope so too, but I've done the aquarium thing a lot, man, and I have a feeling there's going to be just a couple of them green crabs left. They're vicious. I had some perch in there. They're pretty resilient, but I think my tank is slightly under filtered. Well, I guess I'm not getting no weather radio. There's a lot of fixing I gotta do that. Oh well, it is what it is. There's no regulations on catching perch, thank God. And Well, crabs need food too. Oh, turn this around. Yeah, a couple hours I'm going to try to pull this boat off. If I don't do it this evening, it'll be tomorrow for sure. Get the exhaust going on the old girl. But prepare for some pocket camp. Let's see how you're seeing. I'm just checking things out here. Show you how close I live to my job. Can't get the peace pipe. Oh, this inside. This over here. All right. Off on a tear, we say. Yeah. Oh, there we go. We'll go up and have a little wander around the boats. All the lobster buoys we won't be using this year. Oh wow, we've been at this almost 2 hours. Mackerel roller for hand lining. Not allowed to use that anymore. Here's one of my purse boats. There's another one. That blue one's 15 feet long. Used to go out of Peggy's Cove with that. Probably ain't far from the Rod and Gun Club on the bay. I know some guys snorkeling for lobster. Yeah. They do that. There's a part of one of our leaders. Sailboat made lunch out of that. And in them tanks there's like 2 berths worth of gear almost. Yeah. I'm busy. Double decker. I'm hoping across the road we're getting smoked. I like this place. One of the house number 2, house number 1, we're going to house number 3, and it used to be a school. St. Margaret's Bay emoji mixer. St. Margaret's Bay Sailing Club is across the harbor from me. Look them up. You'll find me. Don't mind the wind. 255-year-old house. One of the oldest in the area. Used to be a school. Here, we're going to take a shortcut to the neighbor's property. Live a very basic, very minimal lifestyle here. You need a permit to fart. Actually, I'll show you what you need a permit for. You need a $300 permit for that because it catches water. Crazy, ain't it? Drive down that way. Might get to visit the beer ferry. Oh, you'll probably, if you're going down to Peggy's Cove, you'll probably drive by my place if you come through Tantallon. Here's my wood splitting shit up. That's about 14 loads of this little beer trailer. And it holds 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 22 fours of beer. 21 2-4s of beer if I had 2 12-packs here. I like to recycle. Reuse everything. Cool. You have no chance of getting stuck in traffic. Community to work. Yeah, you got that right. Helps that I don't have no driver's license either. But if I gotta make it run up the road, well, that's option B. Let's go over and have a look at option A. I'd love to get this running again. I don't like taking my little bike up into the woods, but this clapped out old beat up POS. It's 75 miles an hour through the woods. Don't feel a rock or a bump or nothing. But there's a spot where you gotta travel through like a tire deep worth of water, and the air intake for this thing is like down here on the other side. I don't know if it's buried under wood or not. I just about got this buried, but yeah, there you go. See the air intake there, and when I smoked the rock, that's why it's all twisted there. I tore this right off. Like that was gone, like gone. This here whole part came out. That axle went let go. That strut tore out. Glued it all back together. What time is it here? Oh, I think it's like 4 o'clock. East Coast, Nova Scotia time, not Newfoundland time. Pickle Rick's a little further ahead than I am. I'll give you one more shot out here of I'll show you the sunset here. So I wish that was my yard. There used to be a house over there, and my cousins used to live in it, but it burnt down, and he lost his moms and siblings in it. That was back in the 70s. Old Kemax stove. Oh, hey, Jada. How are you, Jada? You want to go pee? Go pee. No, you don't want to go pee? You want chicken, don't you? You want some chicken. Here, I'll get you some chicken. Just a second, gentlemen. Oh, here we go. I'll turn this around. Here, Jada, you want some chicken? No? You don't like the chicken? There's got to be something wrong with that Superstore chicken. Yeah, I'm going to go sit down and hope I brought my weed with me. Time for a tokie. Oh, I knew it. Dang it. Dang it. Oh. Dirt turned black last night. Water turned blue this morning. Dang it. I wasn't quick enough on the water change. $7 p.m. in Europe? No. It's 4 p.m., but it's an hour to supper. It's an hour to supper time, my man. That's what time it is here. Taking pockets out. Lighters, knives. Yeah, oh well. It is what it is, right? Part of the science experiment that I'm conducting. No more cancer sticks. Enough of the cancer sticks. Oh, there we go. Remove 25 degrees of the heat. Okay, hold on. I gotta get the other phone going so I can see the commentations. Yeah, got this brand new super expensive phone, and it lowered my phone bill to like $30 a month instead of 70. Cool. Let's go all messages. Oh. Let's try this again. Oh, home. My channel. Video live. Here we go. And then all comments. Oh, thank you, Emoji Mixer. You're only one of the $4.99. The goal is to max out at $4.99. I don't want to go much higher than that. 7 p.m. No, it's 4 p.m. now. I'm just about to call Ricardo's and get a burger, maybe. Oh, Jada. Oh, there you are. You're going to be a YouTube star. You're going to be more famous than I am. I'm going to have to make you a channel. Get you a GoPro. Yeah, you're a good girl. I wish she was my dog, but I just take care of her. She's my cousin's dog. Oh, emojis at 7. It's 7 p.m. where you're at? Hold on. Give me a second, emoji. I'll see if I can find you. Oh, come here. Come here. All messages. Open up the messages. Go to channel. Subscribe. There you go, bud. I subscribe to you. Oh, dude, you're in Iceland? Really? That's. Where are you from? Where are you from, bud? Actually, Banquet, I'm gonna go give your channel a visit too, bud. Let's see if I can spell your name right. BAQ. Vanquish. 86. Uh, 217. That's not right. No. No. Just Vanquish. Oh, the UK. Oh, you do much fishing out in the UK? Vanquish. Oh, I think I did miss the end. Oh, no, I don't want to put this on my cousin's TV. BANQUISH 86. Double checking. BANQU. Okay. $217. No, that's not right. VFX. It's no. No, I know there's a cheat for this. I just gotta figure it out. Hold on. Go to channel. There we go. Ah, found you. Oh, I'm learning. Super cool beans. They say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. This old dog is figuring something out. I'm bleeding. What do you mean? What did you do, Emoji Mixer? How you bleeding, bud? Make sure I got to everybody here. Oh, oh, mommy, I'm a little silly, and I got I'm half lit. All messages. What? You shaving? Shaving something, man? You don't shave. You let that shit grow. I gotta let my hair grow somewhere because I'm starting to lose all of this beauty. My mama would say because it's a hat, And I'm just going to say that's just the natural widow's peak, man. That's just the life and reality of it all. No. Oh, yeah. I want to get something like that for the boat. Here, I'm going to be able to, anybody out there really good with paint shop, like on a computer? Tall? Oh. Get the light back on this. Oh. Your friend cut your chin as a deer. What are you, like 12 or 14? Like, ugh. Bud, you gotta have a little more self-respect than that. But if it's like for a free case of beer or something, I can kind of half understand that. Photoshop is fun, but you can't just ask. No, I'd rather send someone like $20 for putting these 2 pictures together for me, right? I'd rather do that, to be honest. No, there's no soul in the AI. If you look back in some of my older videos and some of my shorts, you'll see 2 different logos. It's Burchell's Wharf. And I had my sister try to make up a logo for me. So she came up with like 14 different logos, and I paid her a couple $100 for it because that was way more than I asked her. I was like, a couple waves, a little boat on the waves, and like a crab or a fish, and like a little house. And she'd come up with some fucking great stuff, man. Like, love it. Like, Moji Mixer hates AI. Yes. Someone else that watched fucking Terminator. Someone else that watched it. Fucking Skynet is real. And we all herp about it. But herp isn't real. Don't smoke cigarettes. Don't smoke marijuana. Don't drink beer until you're like in your late teens, early 20s, when you have a reasonable sense of the reality of going on. But right now, I'd say the younger class kind of has a slightly more open eye to the shenanigans that's going on. But I can't say that for all because I'm 30-something. Don't do it. Smoking's really bad for your health. Drinking's really bad for your liver. And the shit that they put in all of it now isn't like it was 20 years ago when I started. And it's all designed to kill you. It is, right? Unless you make it yourself or grow it yourself, there's nothing that they sell in the store that's good for your health, right? I stand by that. And the only reason why I eat fast food is because I order from the local restaurant next door to my place, and it helps support their business because I knew the original owner, and he was a really nice guy, and his family's all really nice, and they're all from Lebanon. They're the greatest kind of people, help you out no matter what, and they support the local community. And I want to be selling my fish to them because I sell some of the best fish and chips in town. I want to be supplying them with the best fish. Like, it's off the boat 12 hours ago, kind of, you know what I mean? Like, the community thing is a very important thing, but don't smoke and don't drink beer. If you're going to drink alcohol, learn how to make it yourself. It's going to be better for you because you know what's in it, right? That's just, say that. Some people get into things and stuck on technology and whatever, and it's not good for the mental health either, right? Like, I spend sometimes 8 hours on this here device, and I find it's not good for the mental health. So being on the computer is not always good for you either. I have a friend that smokes that's my age. No, like, and you won't be able to convince her to quit either. Like, it won't happen. They'll quit when they want to quit. It's just don't pick it up because it'd be the worst thing you've ever done. And I've done some majorly bad, hardcore drugs that killed a lot of my friends. And cigarettes is the worst. And the next most addictive thing to that is the screen that we're all sitting here watching me on, and I'm talking to right now. Right? That is the most addictive something that's on the planet. And then it's cigarettes. Then it's alcohol. And heroin's online with all 3 of them. Don't do it. If you love your body, don't do it. But if shit does hit the fan, though, knowing how to make pure alcohol as an antiseptic or a wound cleaner is a very good thing to know, regardless how old you are. Don't drink it because it's not going to be good to get you drunk. But it will kill whatever infection could be possible, right? It's like peroxide or rubbing alcohol, right? You make the alcohol, you distill it, and you distill it, and you distill it, and you distill it, and then you got some really good stuff for cleaning up cuts, scrapes, wounds, and stuff like that, and mosquito bites and things. That's something you should know for if the shit's going to hit the fan. Just saying. You don't drink the alcohol. Like rum and vodka are really good for cleaning surfaces and cleaning infections. You don't have to drink it to use it. Well, I missed a couple comments here. I was off on a tangent. I'm sorry. Vanquish, yeah. It's crazy good. It's getting now, though. As a joke for the cousins. I got a bunch of psychedelic cartoons and cows smoking blunts. And yes, bud. That'd be hilarious. If you're going to smoke, at least choose cigars, and limit yourself to special occasions. Yes, I agree. Right? I agree to that. Right? Like, now, alcohol has its purpose. Tobacco, like if you grow your own tobacco, like tomato plants, you can grow it in your backyard south of the Great Lakes. I don't think it will grow in Nova Scotia too well because we're right on par with it. But you can grow it and you can smoke it. There's like the Aboriginals say there is an actual medicinal purpose for straight raw tobacco when it's dried and smoked. But the cigarettes that we smoke, like this, are so chemically treated and so intentionally made addictive. So we all look like this guy dependent on the healthcare system. Oh, I'm off on a tangent. Oh, Lord. Sorry, everybody. Sorry. It's 8 p.m. here right now. Oh, yeah. Do you do any fishing out there in the UK? I know a fella out in the UK. He taught me how to do the tux place for the braided line. Nicotine is beneficial in mild doses, but smoking it does not. No, like nicotine, they used to use nicotine as an herbicide to kill insects and stuff like that, right? Like if you want to keep ticks down, spent cigarette butts, right? Like, spent cigarette butts around your property are really good for keeping ticks down. The only reason why I haven't quit smoking, other than the fact that I get too, I'm not friendly when I don't smoke. Right? I've been doing it since I was 12 years old. Pack a day pretty well. And I'm 32. That's 20 years. That's 2/3 of my life. I'm not proud of it. I thought it was cool when I started. I thought I was a badass kid with all the cigarettes. No. Ask me to run fucking 300 feet. Fuck, man. Used to be able to run a mile. 12 minutes. And that's pretty good for me because I never ran. I was just fat. And vape almost killed me. I tried the vape. I find weed helps me keep off the cigarettes the best, to be honest. But I shouldn't have been smoking that 12, 13 years old either, because that's also really screwed up my short-term and mid-term memory. Like, I can remember shit when I was 6 years old, but from like 12 to now, there's a lot of haze, and it's not all from the hard drugs. Congratulations on quitting smoking, Vanquish. If the vape really helped you, that's good for you. Yeah, well, your mother might remember when cigarettes hit $2.50 a pack. My grandmother used to smoke 3 packs of Green Death, Export A Green. Right? 3 packs a day. They hit $2.50 a pack, top of the fridge. She took 1 cigarette out of it, smoked it, top of the fridge. Sat there for 30 fucking years. 30 years. Mother was fiending for a smoke when she was pregnant with me. Grandma was like, have that. Mother never quit, almost quit smoking that day because she smoked one of them. I wish I had been there to see it. But, that was a little bit before my time. Oh, that is my bad. My uncle died at, like 109 years old, right? And I bet you when he started smoking, it was just a raw tobacco plant. There was no filter, like the cigarettes. The cigarette probably looked like this. And that was probably very much what the cigarette looked like, right? Without the filter here. It probably looked like that, and that's how they'd smoke it. And that was before they started putting the chemicals in the cigarettes. Like back in the 30s, the 20s, and the 10s, smoking was actually not that bad for you, right? It was no worse than being in having a house with a leaky wood stove and be putting a little bit of smoke in the air. Like, it wasn't good for you, but it wasn't going to kill you with cancer. But it would definitely not be healthy. But now there's like 4,000 or 8,000 different chemicals to process the tobacco to keep it from going moldy. And it is just nuts. But I got a cousin, no, my mother's boyfriend's mother. So she'd be my great-grandmother once removed in a way, right? Like my grandmother, Terry, she's from Inverness, and she had a husband who passed away, and then has this boyfriend who's kind of her husband. They've been living together now for 30 plus years, since I've been born anyways. They've been living together, and his mother lived to be 110 years old, but only because they took the rum away from her. She could have been 150. Like, she'd sit down, 40-pounder of fucking rum, right? The $60 bottle of rum you can get at the liquor store, the biggest bottle you can get every day. Tablespoon of sugar in a glass, teaspoon of sugar in a glass, warm water. They called it a hot toddy. And it would be like a beer can. They'd be like that much water in it, and the rest was rum. It wasn't, it was a little bit of sugar, a little bit of water, rum, right? And she didn't eat. She'd eat once a week. She'd have Newfie stew, boiled pork or beef, or she'd have Cape Breton stew, or she'd have Mabou stew, just a little 1-cup serving, like you get an ice cream cup from back in the 90s when you used to get the 100 mils with wooden spoon spork that I could taste the spoon. People my age and older would understand what I'm talking about. You can't get them no more. But she'd eat that much in a week, and then she'd drink like fucking 14 liters of rum for 80 years. And then they took the rum away from her, and then fed her a full meal, and she died in 6 months. Oh, sorry, emoji. Take care. The human body is incredible. The poor woman was pickled. Haven't had a squeal in forever. Oh, bud. That much of a pint. And the world's going round, baby, round, 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 baby, round. Just make my head spin right round. No. I'll wake up in a month not knowing where the hell I'm at. One day I woke up in Quebec. How the hell did I get in Quebec? I had no car. I had no money. I had a quart of rum. And I woke up with $5,000 in my pocket, and I was in Quebec. Drugs were not good to me. That's how I got into the drugs. Very, very, very bad. Very bad. Don't do it. I lived out Cottonland. I've met a lot of people that were in the show. Little did I know. I was one of their best runners. Oh, that's what happens when you make $1,000 a week. That used to be really good money. You make more than 12 grand a year now, though. You're screwed. 12 grand, $45,000. Morning. I have to get to sleep now. Okay, emoji. Don't be late for school and do your best on your homework and never be afraid to ask for help. But don't be afraid to try something on your own either. Keep your head on a swivel. Always try to learn something. You learn something, it's a good day. I'm in grammar school. I only grammar if I have to. I failed English class, but I got 112 in oceans and sciences for marine, right? But I kind of had, what's the word I'm looking for? An advantage. Need to take off as well. Young fella, gotta go home from school. Okay, yeah. I hope you all have a good day. I think I'm going to end the stream here. Hope you have a good one. Bye for now. Hope you catch us on the next one, maybe. Oh, my lives are as random as the days are long. Dreary. But we'll see. Take care.